Good morning. This is Theresa, Ketofatgurlnomore. I thought I would make a video about how I lost 60 pounds. I have told you guys in the past about my journey, but I thought I would do one for my new subscribers, people that haven't heard the story and that seriously don't want to binge watch all my old videos, because I'm not really good at binge watching. I'll watch a couple of people's videos, and if I like them, then I'll ring the bell and I'll finish watching, as they come. But I'm not good at binge watching. I get, I guess you could say I get bored easily. So I hope that I'm not boring. I hope that I'm not boring you. So anyways, my journey started many, many years ago. I am 47 years old. I am a mother of two daughters, a 25-year-old and a 14-year-old. My 25-year-old has blessed me with two little granddaughters, a 2-year-old and a 2.5-month-old. And I'm very, very happily married. I gained a lot of weight after my first daughter. I think we calculated the other day that I gained about 55 pounds when I got pregnant with her. It was back in the day where you listen to your grandma, and your grandma tells you can eat whatever you want because you're eating for two, so go ahead, indulge. And it's funny because I had I never was really overweight or fat. I was a skinny kid, and in junior high I got a little thicker. I always had butt and boobs, so the girls that were jealous that didn't have any curves would tease me and call me a fatty. And at one point in my life they called me a whale. I was tormented in the 8th grade, and so I started starving myself in the 8th grade and just doing like a liquid diet. I don't know how my parents didn't realize what I was doing. I started making myself throw up if I felt like I overate. I was full bulimic by the time I was 15. And it's weird too, because when I think back, I was wearing a size 6 in pants, and my shirts were smalls, but I was big busted. And I always, in high school, I want to say my senior year, I was a 36 deep. So it was just butt and boobs and a tiny waist, and I didn't have any belly. My thighs were big because I walked to school, and it was a decent walk. My calves were always real thick and strong, and I did a lot of sports in high school and junior high, and I loved sports. So I always felt like I was fit, but I guess I never really felt like I looked good. I never really liked my body because, like, my whole life my mom was on a diet, always yo-yo dieting. Not that she needed it. She was gorgeous and had a cute figure. She just had hips on her, and she would gain a little bit of weight and try to lose it. I don't know what is going on, but my collarbone is itching like crazy. It's always itching since I've lost weight. Anyways, so I got married at age 21. I was a size 7 when I got married, and I weighed 160. So I carried my weight really, really well. After I had Allie, I weighed 215, and I was wearing a size 16. So from 1993 until now, I've never been below a size 16. I've been able to get the 16s like baggy, but I couldn't fit in a 14. So I've struggled all these years, dieting, doing every kind of diet, working out, doing all kinds of different weird things, cleanses, just all kinds of things. So the first thing that actually worked for me was after I had Gabby in 2003. I had her in November, so I want to say 2004, because it was like probably January by the time I decided I need to lose some weight, because I only gained 15 pounds with Gabby. I was about the same weight that I was when I had Allie, and I looked smaller. Everything shifts around, over the years. So I decided, I had been talking to my mom, and she had gained a little bit of weight. She was in menopause, and so we had discussed, what kind of diet do we want to do? We'll do it together, and we'll work out together. So we found the South Beach diet, and we found the book, and we actually found 3 books. We found a nutritional book, and then we found a book that was on the whole entire diet, and then we found a cookbook, and it was all South Beach. And so I literally studied those 3 books for like a couple of weeks, and then I told her, okay, let's do it. And so we got the groceries. I started preparing the meals, which is funny because they're a lot like what we do on keto. And I want to say a lot of times I was in ketosis and didn't even know it. I knew about ketosis, but I didn't know the depth of it like I do now. But I know that I had a lot of energy. I didn't know anything about electrolytes or Soleil water or magnesium or potassium or nothing. I didn't know any of that back then. If he talked about that, I must have went right over it, because all I cared about was getting skinny. That's all I ever cared about, was getting skinny. So I lost 60 pounds the first time on the South Beach diet, and that was in 2004. And I kept it off for a couple of years, but then life happens, and I had fibromyalgia and I didn't know it, and I have osteoarthritis throughout pretty much my whole body, but the worst is in my spine and my neck and my shoulders. So I was always in pain, and I stopped being as active as I was before, and I just got really, really big. And so my highest weight I have ever been was in 2010. I weighed 264 pounds. My highest weight ever. I was miserable. I was unhappy. I was sick in my body at that point. I still had not been diagnosed with fibro. The doctors had me on Percocet every day, on all meloxicam, and just all kinds of medications, and they want to put you on antidepressants and just all this stuff, and I didn't want to do all that. So I was talking to my brother one day, and he goes to the gym every day. Well, he did back then. And he's like, well, Theresa, do you want to lose weight? And I was like, yes, but I need help. I need motivation. And he says, well, my gym, the way it is, I can take, a visitor. I can take 2 visitors with me every day. Do you want to go? It's like LA Fitness or something. And I was like, can I? And he's like, yeah, I can even pick you up. So he started picking me up and taking me, because my husband would be gone at work with our only car. And so he started taking me, and then my son had a bike that was just like sitting in the backyard. He cleaned it up for me, and he said, hey mom, you can have this. So we started going on bike rides, me and the kids. So I was doing bike rides, I was going to the gym about 5-6 days a week, and I was doing low carb. In a year, I lost 95 pounds. So, yeah, I was so proud of myself, but then life happened again. Life can really knock you around. I gained almost every pound back. So when I started this journey that I'm on now, it was last June of 2017. That was when my mind, because you got to have your mind frame set. You got to have this, everything has to shift around before you can really change your life and go on a diet and lose weight. So in June, I told you all before, but for my new subscribers, I'll let you know, I went to go see a thyroid specialist because I have nodules. I don't know if you can see them, but I have nodules all right here. And I wanted them removed because I was starting to be able to see them in pictures. And he was probably the worst, as far as bedside manner, rudest doctor I have ever encountered. I mean, I've encountered doctors over the last 25 years that would tell me, you're overweight, you need to go on a diet. But they say it nicely, they have bedside manner. But this doctor, he straight up said, you know what you need to do. You need to lose weight. You need to go on a diet. It's really easy. You need to just not put the food in your mouth. He wouldn't give me any thyroid medication. He wouldn't do a surgery to get rid of the nodules. He just wanted me to lose weight. So, of course, I left the office in tears. I ran to my car. The receptionist chased me outside, said, you need to make an appointment for next time. I said, nope, there is not going to be a next time. I will never step foot in this office again. So these little baby hairs are driving me crazy. So I left the office. I went home. My kids and my husband knew something was wrong, so I told them, and they were mad. My husband wanted to go yell at the doctor, but I was like, you know what, it's okay. So I gorged for a couple of days on anything and everything that was chocolatey and sweet. And then I said, okay, it's over. I'm done. I'm going to go on a diet. and I'm going to do this for my health, because not only was I going to see the thyroid specialist, but I had been for the past year going to see the GI doctor because I had so many issues with my stomach. I literally had acid reflux every single day, but it was the worst at night. I would be up all night throwing up. I couldn't hold any food down at night. So my first thing, oh yeah, and I had a hiatal hernia. They said I had all kinds of scar tissue, all kinds of bruising on the lining of my stomach, and lesions on the lining of my stomach. So, excuse me, I knew I had to do something. I had to do something. So, the first thing that I needed to do was figure out what I could do to help my stomach to stop hurting, because I was always in pain and I was taking all kinds of medication for my stomach. So the first thing I decided to do was stop eating after 4 o'clock every night. Just cut it off. So I would make dinner. I would start dinner at 3. And if the family wanted to eat a little later, that was fine with me. But I would eat my dinner before 4 o'clock, 4:30 at the latest. And even though I felt like I was starving, I would not eat anything until the next day. I was not going to go to sleep with food in my stomach, because I had read something and it said, if you're going to eat, make sure that you don't eat for I think it was 3 hours before you go to sleep, and then that will help with all of the acid reflux. So I started doing that, and within just a couple of days, the acid reflux started really going down. So then I found out that I think it's called celiac disease, where you're allergic to gluten. And what it does to me, I know it does different things to different people, but what it does to me is it causes more acid buildup in my stomach. So I decided I'm going to give up all gluten. So that is what I did. I gave up all gluten. And then as I was giving up gluten, I thought I might as well just give up all the carbs, all the sugar, everything all together. So I did that. So in August, no more gluten, no more sugar, no eating after 4 o'clock at night. So I did that. And starting the end of August, I started noticing friends talking about keto on Facebook. So I started researching, started asking people, and I started watching videos. And I found Tammy in Keto in the Chaos and a couple other people. And I know I always talk about her, but she helped me so much in the beginning. I watched her videos for a couple months before I even commented to her, because back then I didn't know anything about YouTube. I didn't really understand that you can have relationships by talking to people and getting to know them online. I just thought that was weird. Who makes friends online? That's just very odd. That's like cyber stalking or something. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, now I've got all kinds of friends online. So I decided in October I was gonna try keto. I was gonna see if I could do this, which I was trying to still wrap my mind around high fat, because all these years I have been doing low fat yogurt, low fat sour cream, low fat milk. I would do 2% milk. My family hated it. My husband hated it. He only uses milk for his cereal, and he would just be gagging. He's like, it's like water. It's so disgusting, because he was raised on a dairy farm, so he likes real milk. So anyways, the end of October, it was actually just a couple of days before Halloween. It was October 25th, because I remember, I don't remember the actual day starting keto. I do remember Halloween, because Halloween I had already been working out for a while, a couple months, just walking in my backyard. I had this big slab of concrete, and I would literally go in circles on that slab, and then I would stop and I would do squats, and I had stairs in the backyard, and I would walk up and down those stairs, up and go backward, up and down. Well, anyways, I was used to walking. I was used to exercising. So when the kids wanted to take Peyton trick-or-treating, I was like, okay. And I thought, I'm not going to be all winded like I was last year. So I went out, and I felt so great. And I'm pretty sure I was already in ketosis, because shoot, I hadn't been eating sugar or gluten, any kind of carbs at all already since August. I didn't know I was already doing keto. I just incorporated, more cheese and more meat in October. So it's just so funny when I think back, because I remember my kids looking at me, and I knew that my daughter, especially Allie, was noticing a difference in me. But I just, in the beginning I was so excited and I wanted to tell the whole entire world about this keto diet, and I was telling everybody, and I was just irritating everybody. And I went on like this for from October to March. But by March, I was already making friends on YouTube, and so they encouraged me to make my channel. So luckily, I had my channel then, and I can really talk to you guys about my diet and my lifestyle changes and everything it's done for me. So I'll tell you this much. I am off of all of my medications for my stomach. I was completely off of my migraine medicine, but with these fires, I live in Southern California. With these fires, the last week and a half, I've been having to take migraine medicine because of the smoke. It's been miserable. But until then, for the last 9 months, I had been migraine free. I think I got maybe 1 or 2 in the winter time. So let me see what else. I'm off my allergy medications. I don't know, there was like 20 pills I was popping every day. I mean, it was a lot. Now I take a lot of stuff, but it's all vitamins and minerals. So it feels really good to not be taking, all those medications. The only thing I'm still struggling with, and I had stopped struggling with, but I think it's my lifestyle. I have a lot of stress in my life right now. If you watch any of my earlier videos, you'll see what's going on in my life. But my blood pressure, I had gotten off my blood pressure medications. I used to take 4, and I got down to a half dose of 1. Well, my blood pressure has been so high. It's like almost every day when I check it, it's like 170 over 100, 180 over 100, 169 over 99. It's been really high, and I know it's the stress. The doctor wants to put me back on a full dose of losartan, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to. I hate being on medication. I don't want to be on medication. So, anyways, that is the only thing that I'm struggling with. But I want to say it is my stress level, and as soon as all this stress dies down, I'll be able to completely get off of my blood pressure medication. But I was pre-diabetic. The doctor had told me the next time you come in here, you're going to have to get insulin because it was so bad. I'll tell you, I weighed 256 pounds when I started keto. I don't know how much I weighed before I started keto because I didn't have a scale. So in October of 2017, I weighed 256. And today I weigh 196, and I have lost 52 inches. Now, I am not where I want to be, but I am no longer where I used to be. I want to lose 46 more pounds. I want to be down to 150. That is my goal. And who knows, after I get down to 150, I may want to get even smaller than that because I'm only 5'2.5", and I could probably get down to about 125. But I am more big boned. Like, I'm a big girl. So, not as big as some, but I mean, I'm not tiny like my daughters. Their bones are smaller than mine. So I would love to get down to 125, and then, if I decide, because I know when I get where I want to be, I'm going to eat me some watermelon and probably a mango. So I know I'll probably incorporate fruit back into my diet. I bought some strawberries yesterday for Gabby because we're having a bake sale this weekend. For the youth. I'm over the fundraising at my church for the youth, and my daughter and her youth group are going to be going to a big holiday conference in December called HYC here in California, and we're trying to raise the money so it won't be so hard on the parents, with the economy and everything. It's a struggle, but we want our kids, to be able to do these kinds of things. So I bought those strawberries, and oh my goodness, my whole cart smelled like the strawberries. And then when I pulled the bag out the car, it was just strawberries. Oh my goodness, I wanted to eat one, but I didn't. I'm a good girl. I've only eaten maybe 3 strawberries in 9 months, so I'm a good girl. So anyways, this is probably the longest video I've ever made besides a live. I'm so sorry that I went over, but I wanted to tell you a little bit of my story, and that wasn't even like half of it. I didn't even talk about the emotional stuff or the emotional eating. Maybe later on I'll do another video on the emotional eating. But I just want to say, if you would like to try keto, if you have any questions, just ask me in the comment section or message me in my description box. I always put my email address and my Facebook and my Instagram. You guys can message me on there. If you have any questions, you need any help, I'm here for you. If I don't have the answers, I will get the answers before I get back to you and let you know. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Ring that bell so you can get the notifications, and like and share. God bless. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day and enjoy your family. I know I will. Bye-bye.